What is going on? Happy Friday. We've got a trade recap. I'm actually about to pop this bad boy on into TradeZella, my Webull order records, and we end up with a plus 24. I'm going to call it a break-even day. But technically speaking, it's green. Looks better than a red, right? I guess. This was not a great day. Both trades were really not great. I guess one of them could have worked better, but I'm skeptical of playing it because it's the inverse of my strategy. Only certain situations is where I'll play it. Very rarely. This environment, though, the past couple of weeks it would have been a good time to play this, but it's something that I'll work on in the background. Not going to be the priority. So it was only on Tesla today. And let's get into it. The first trade here was at 9:46 a.m. Central Time. We can see we were briefly green by $18, and then it went back on us, and we only lost $46, so kept a loss. The biggest thing that I'll say about these past couple of weeks, this month specifically, which I'll dive into in the next video, which will be like trade recap video. We have been very good with our managing of risk. And so here's the 5-minute chart. And I played the break of this double top high right here, just under 254. Also noticed on Bookmap that 254 was a pretty strong area of liquidity. And so we broke through that just barely. I actually broke that. All those orders got eaten up on Bookmap. And then hammered, dropped us down, and we fell back off. And so then we stopped out here quickly. And this was not a big, loss. It was a pretty tight stop, as you see. Just didn't go. The look here was higher lows into a kind of consolidation before high of day. And so the idea here is with decent momentum, you break these highs and then you test high of day and potentially go break high of day. So the targets were going to be up towards high of day, first targets, and then beyond that would have been more. But it didn't work, so that is what it is. So $46 in the red. But because I then saw that, I'm like, this would technically fit the inverse of our strategy, right? So failed break, failed attempt to push, big hammer down, right? Drop momentum, the hammer gets dropped. Oh shit. And then we kind of had this consolidation before the next leg's down. And that's where we end up taking the next trade on Tesla. So that was this one. We made $70. It was up a bit more at the peak of this trade. We did hit up just about $100 at the peak. But I took profits and locked the gains in. Trailing stop loss got hit on that. So kind of minimized what would have been, maybe $100 or more, but it is what it is. So when you look back at this 5-minute chart, like when did we get in? We ended up getting in on this candle after this big red candle that was essentially the failed breakout candle, which is where I got stopped out on the previous. So I enter here and stop loss is above that prior high, 254 area, that candle. So if we break back above that, get out. And we did not, so we had nice moves down. And, looking back, like this would have been a great spot to take profits in hindsight down here, but we did not take that. We took profits on this candle, actually on towards the bottom of this candle, and then on this candle as it started to push back up. So that said, that was essentially today's trades. This is what I'm going to tag as, I'm not going to tag it not to system. I'm going to tag it as inverse because it technically fits the inverse of the strategy. So it would skew the data if I tagged it as not to system. This one was going to be, I'm going to go to system. We're going to go bull flag there. So that's the deal. I would put this in the same video, but it's just going to be kind of a lot. And I wanted to have a separate video to dive into the entire month of September. It was a better month than August P&L wise. Like actually it was a red month, not as bad as August, but all in all, not that bad at all. A couple $100, so my view is like, we'll see how you gotta pair this up. You gotta go and get a full body of work. It's since August, I have kind of dialed in the position sizing a lot better. And then so now we kind of sit at a point where it's just, we've been in kind of crappier environments for the strategy. So when we have better environments for the strategy, we'll be able to see how it really, if it can flourish. And if it can, great. then these months and stuff don't matter in the grand scheme. You're going to have them, but they don't really matter. And, they make them a lot easier to digest. If it can't, then there's some corrections to be made, and maybe there's some adjustments to be made. So that's the plan. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I'll have that video out shortly. With that said, links to TradeZella, anything else that I use, Bookmap, all that stuff down below this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.